All right, guys, we're in Ogallah, and I got the lead purchasing vice president with me today, and we're checking out an auction that I'm about a week ahead of time on this one. I wanted to come look. I was in Ellis picking up some stuff I bought in a toy auction, so we're gonna take a look at a really rare little tractor here. So let's look. It's not that either. This tractor is kind of out of place to me. What do you think, Leo? That's too big and fancy for us probably, but truthfully, what I came to look at is a Ford tractor, which is completely against all my rules, actually. But you start getting in here closer, this little sucker is gold. It's a Select-A-Speed 881 Ford. And these were made in gold, kind of like the Gold Demo Internationals, more or less. I think like 1958 or 59. And this one, I don't believe has ever actually been repainted. I think these are supposed to be repainted sometime in their life. And this one didn't. This one, you can tell the center section here has been taken out and replaced, I think, which is a pretty common happenstance with a lot of these. But yeah, Leo's gonna check it out for us. But I called and asked, this thing should be all operational, ready to rock and roll, good old tractor. And yeah, you gotta ask questions about Select-A-Speed stuff always. You need some help, but she looks good. I don't even really care if it runs. I kind of trust the old boy, nice old guy. But this is an 881, so dual speed PTO, Select-A-Speed, gas motor, unfortunately. But that's neither here nor there. But she's as gold as it gets, and definitely as original as it gets. This is quite a find. I have no idea what this is gonna bring, but I wanted to come check it out ahead of time. It does have a remote here on the back. Good rear tires and rims on it. It's got, yeah, tractor. Got 3 remotes here. It's like a Ford 303 or 707 loader. Somebody that knows better can tell me. But everything here looks really good. But evidently this center section was really common to get replaced. They were recalled on the early Select-A-Speed tractors. Got 11L15 implement tires in the front. Looks like they cut out the centers and welded the old gold rims and welded them in on those. Interesting modification, but very straight. Obviously the front had to be cut out here for the loader pump, so that's kind of sad. But I would assume this loader and tractor have been together a lot of years, and it's quite a tractor. And I know Leo and I, or at least I, will definitely back down here in a week to try to get it bought. I've actually kind of been saving up money here for the last couple months since I saw this auction come up, and sold quite a bit of stuff. It could be pretty darn wild. And I don't know if when you buy it, you take the loader off or you leave them together. That's a problem for another day, because I think they've been married together for a long time. Don't you, Leo? Yeah, he's checking it out for us. Also got this cool Fleet Star back here. It's got a Cummins in it, I'm pretty sure. Like a 290 Cummins. I don't think that truck's on the auction. That's okay. I'd keep my square body too. Old Kenworth over here. You got a Ford truck here with a fuel tank on it. But we'll be back down here the day of the auction. But I really just wanted to come check this thing out, because it's as expected. We'll see if I can get the hood flipped up here. Maybe. Yeah, she's gold. That's as original, sorry about the sun, and gold as it gets. Yeah, trans oil, 3 of 04 at 2,200 hours. She's nice. Let's go check the hour meter out. I think we'll get out of here. I think it's a good little tractor. Don't you, Leo? Do you like it? Yeah, 24:57 on the hours. We won't try to start it today. Power steering. It's good. I like it. I guess we will run away, huh, Leo? Yep, beep, beep. Loaded back up, headed south. It is now auction day for that sale down at Ogallah that Snyder's doing. We're gonna go down through and do the whole walkthrough of all the other rest of machinery, which honestly is a really cool line of machinery to me, because it's fairly heavy AGCO based. Gleaner, combine, Fendt tractor, white piner, like things I really like, and more modern. And I'd really just like to look through it a little bit closer. There's a really nice 90s Ford pickup on there, and just a lot of other tools, air compressors, fuel tanks, things we can use. But actually I have a tractor to grab south of Ogallah, exactly where we bought the Case 1170 at. So we're gonna actually go load that guy up, and I actually have duals to grab for the Case 1170 that are down there too. So we're gonna get the duals on the trailer, get the other little tractor I bought there, which is just a little Massey 88 gas that's kind of in pieces, stuck, whatever, but I bought it mostly for the rear tires and some sheet metal and other things in case I need it. And that's the gist. But we're heading south, actually just where we drove through with the old Versatile earlier this week. And this trip will be a little bit faster. We got about an hour and 15-minute drive down to get to the little Massey tractor, get the duals on, get that one winched on, and then go north of Ogallah a couple miles for the auction we're after today. That auction starts at 10. It's about 7:45 now, so we got time. And I mean, I don't care a lot about some of the tools and things like that, but you just never know how the day goes. If things are affordable, we buy things too. And honestly, the wind is absolutely supposed to howl today, like 27 or 25 or 30 mile an hour sustained wind, 50 mile an hour gusts. It's not going to be a good day to be outside. So that's your disclaimer that there might not be a lot of audio from today's auction. They'll try to get some, but might also just take pictures of the machinery and share the sold prices if the wind turns out to be bad. But I will try to make sure to do my best to get the video of the little Ford tractor selling on camera, because that's an important one, and we're going to try pretty damn hard to bring that thing home, because I don't know where you find another original paint 1959 Golden Demonstrator Ford really that's Western Kansas native, and we can explain more of that later on. But Mort, the guy they're having the auction for, told me he's the third owner of it, and he could name the previous two owners and where it was sold new, and it's all local to that area stuff and not that far for me. So good things. We're gonna keep this train rolling, get a tractor on, get some tires on, and go to an auction. All right, we made it down here to Ogallah. They're starting out selling trailers, so we're gonna skip some of their stuff on trailers. We're gonna skip some of that stuff this morning. The wind is howling, so the audio for this could be trash, but we're gonna walk through the machinery here, or what's here, talk about it, kind of show you, and we'll try to at the end share what stuff brings. No major guarantees on how this audio turns out. You've got two sources of audio, one on the GoPro and one microphone's in my AirPods, so what you get's what you get here. But first off the hop, going down the line, is this 97 F350 chassis cab truck with a 10-foot bed. It's a 7.3 5-speed four-wheel drive, Dewey's bed, all the good stuff, like 140,000 miles. Beautiful pickup. All the stuff here is quite nice today, so keep that in mind. This would be hell of a handy pickup. 385 Dewey's bed. He probably bought it new. The pickup's got dealer tags on it from Harper, so they probably built it in Harper and he went and picked her up there, I assume. Got another Ford next to it, the Dewey's bed, F350. This one's a gasser. Single rear wheel with the Dewey's bed. Pretty nice. Sprayer trailer and stuff. I think this is a little 26-foot jet. Semi-trailer, got electric tarp, pretty nice. W900, pretty good looking. Can't remember what year, but sounds good sitting here running this morning. Like somebody a good farm truck or classic user. 8600. This I would not buy. We've had a ProStar, hated it, but that's just me. We got the Fleet Star here, which looks to probably been repainted in its life. It's like a 20-foot Midwest bed on it. He's got 200 Cummins in it, if I remember correctly. Got some Bondo bodywork behind the door there. Doesn't look bad though. Be a good seat meat truck. Small operation. I'm sure you could put it to work. It's already got 24.5-inch rubber on it. This thing probably gets down the road in a hurry. Really, really nice Brent 800 bushel cart. Who knows what that brings. This is a retirement sale, so things could get kind of wild. It's just really, really hard to know. And we're down in wheat Milo country, so no cornhead stuff like that. But we do have a 8-row 853A John Deere row head that's been converted to a lateral tilt gleaner by Bish. By the looks of it, you gotta make the backbones taller to fit a lateral tilt gleaner. Trust me, I know. Have one. Well, had one. But probably a good usable head, I would think. Just, I don't know. Not something I actively need today. This looks like 35 foot. Yeah, 35 foot MacDon flex scraper. Probably used for wheat and milo, so probably never even hardly flexed in this life, one would assume. S77 gleaner. I think it's only got like 2,000 separator hours on it. Pretty low. 90th anniversary. It'd be really interesting to see how much it brings. It's got Yost Farm Supply stickers on it, but I know he was doing business at LDI. Just looking kind of interesting. And you got this little Ford, which we've already talked about here. Not going to look at too hard this morning. It's like we got spare weights for it in a bucket. But that's quite a little tractor. It'll be really interesting to see how that goes. Big old fat 936, 460 horsepower wheel assist. We can already sell the biddings up over 100 grand this morning. It should bring a hell of a lot of money. That is a big horse, big fancy tractor. Just something I don't get to see very often up where I'm at. Pretty cool. Here's a little spray coupe, 4650 sprayer. We're gonna eat dust. I can already feel it in my teeth. Little post pounder, John Deere mower, Ingersoll Rand air compressor, nurse tank, another nurse tank. I have no idea how this is going to sound, so if it's crappy, sorry, it is what it is. Can't really do anything about it. This is something I'm actually kind of interested in myself. White 9816 planter. Looks like it's set up to dribble fertilizer out the back off PTO pump, so you can pretty much run it on about any tractor by the looks of it. Air downforce has row cleaners. Pretty basic as far as like press wheels and stuff like that go, but really nice looking planter. Would be pretty slick for planting milo and stuff. I don't even know how that opens, but it's a really nice. You don't get to see a lot of white planters sell on auction. This one's pretty damn nice. Would not mind having it myself. Be really interested to see how it sells today. Should sell good. We're in the right country, but you just don't know. 40-foot Great Plains grill, 10-inch spacing, no-till. We have a 30-foot one of these. I absolutely hate it. So, haven't used it in a long time for that reason. Case IH Nutriplacer, Coulter rig, fertilizer applicator, which would be handy. Some interesting way to put down fertilizer for sure. Orthman Packer. Quinstar 42-foot sweep made in Quinter, Kansas. Got pickers on the back, set up to probably pull that guy, I would assume, as well, by the looks of things. Got gauge wheels on the ground for it. A lot of us took those gauge wheels off, us included. Richardson 7.6 with some, looks like they added some extra framing to the front to make her stouter. Not uncommon. The old school Richardson pickers that suck, but work, I suppose. Sunflower 1231 disc. This is kind of your typical machinery for around here. Orthman 8-row cultivator. A little 4-shank tie ripper, which you don't see a lot of those around. It's got the funny hooked shanks, which is odd. Little nurse tank here. Then another, just an old Chevy 3-window truck. Loadmaster, not bad looking. Probably been repainted once in its life. 8 1/4 20 tires on it, but don't look too bad. Broken window here, but overall pretty clean old truck. Tires on the back. There's the gate and everything for it. Napa hide bed. And then this Ford here on the end is like an F500, F600. F600, just a tender truck essentially. Nothing too wild there. Probably was a grain truck in another life, one would assume. Then we'll kind of walk down this back row here, see if there's anything we need to take home with us. bush hog, auger, blade. It's like a running gear of some sort, maybe case or I don't know. New Holland rake, little chisel, Kent spring tooth, Massey plow. Looks like you can set it up to pull off a drawbar too instead of being a semi mount if you wanted to, which is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that, but would be useful. Sickle mower for a Ford. 3-point rake. I think this is a B&B box blade made in Arapahoe, or at least it looks like it. We have one real similar to it at home. Could be wrong, but it looks a lot like it. Another grunting gear. The dirt's blowing around in this poor ground around here. Some arrows. Old Westfield auger. Another row head on a homemade trailer. And John Deere drills, 9300. Yep, 9300. It's like 10-inch spacing, 10-footer. There's 8-footers, so there's a 32-foot drill there. But that's your walkthrough. Hopefully the wind wasn't ruining the audio. If it did, it did. But we're gonna hang around here and see how stuff sells. Should we get anything bought? To be honest, guys, I didn't film any of the auction because there was so much dust blowing and wind. It just didn't happen. But I got what I came for. Little gold demonstrator Ford 881 1959 model. And we're gonna head home. We'll dig into this thing more later. It was $5,100, which honestly was cheaper than I expected it to be, so I'm tickled. But wind's howling, it sucks out here, and I want to go home, take a shower, and brush my teeth. Honestly, we can talk about this guy and its history more when we get home, because it's got some really cool history to go with it. But we're gonna get the hell. As you can tell, the wind is not blowing. So we can actually talk about this little gold Ford that I came home with yesterday. It is here, it's mine. We got her bought. Got to use it yesterday to load out wheel weights and tire chains and the other bucket that I already set somewhere else. So we can talk and discuss and go over this little tractor a little bit better now that it is mine. It's a 1959 model Ford 881 selective speed. The utility tractors, Fords, like the 800 series, the second number on them kind of designated different options. It's just part of the 801 series, but the second number designated different options. I believe 871 was a selective speed with just a 540 PTO, and an 881 was a selective speed transmission with the 540 and 1000 or dual speed PTO option. You can get these in gas, LP, or diesel. This was just a regular gas. I actually spent quite a bit of time as a kid around an 861 or 851. There was a propane. There was a 5-speed tractor, and those are a little different too. This is an 881, so selective speed, so it's all shifted here, and selective speeds are their own special nightmare. Don't get me wrong. This one actually seems to work pretty good. Might need a little bit of adjustment. Just shifts a little soft in the first 4 gears, which is like the first clutch pack or first set of gears. I don't know. I'm gonna do some more research on this deal. But really, honestly, really nice, original, unmolested tractor with, now that I own it and have it here, and have done some more research talking to Mort, the previous owner. This is a Western Kansas original, and always had been up until me, a Trego County tractor. I believe it was sold new at Malsum Implement in Collier, Kansas by Tony Malsum. I believe he sold it after the demonstration period. Now, all these Select-A-Speeds, or all these Gold Demonstrators were Select-A-Speed tractors that came out to show off and showcase the Select-A-Speed transmission. Each Ford dealer was to choose any model. They had to take one Gold Demonstrator tractor. They had to pick their model. Tony Malsum picked an 881, which is probably the top end of the utility stuff. You can get the 900 series too, I think, and maybe some of the other small ones, but this was probably the best way to do it for a Western Kansas tractor. But after the demonstration period, much like the international Gold Demonstrators, they're supposed to be repainted back to the, the current normal colors, which these would have been like red or white and red and gray, I believe. This one was not. Somehow was never repainted, so it is still the original gold tractor, which in itself is amazing and wonderful. Tony Malsum, after the demonstration period, sold it to Ed Modine, which I believe was still somewhere in Trego County. Maybe somebody knows and can tell me. And then from there, after Ed Modine had it, I believe I was told a Traeger had it in eastern Trego County. And then he traded it in to Fabricius Implement or Fabricius Equipment, not really sure which currently. Somebody can tell me probably. In Waukene, who was the John Deere dealer for something else. And that is where Mort bought it, at Fabricius Implement. So it's been through 3 owners and now 4 to me. This one, before we even dig any further, it's not for sale, okay? Don't ask. It's not. This one's for me. I'm keeping it. It's a Western Kansas tractor. It's mine. It's really cool, and just the fact that it's still gold is the coolest part here. I'm now to the point, and we talked about it originally, what do you do with the loader? I think the loader comes off of it now that I've looked at this more. It's too good to leave a loader on it. I think the loader would showcase, having the loader off would showcase the tractor so much better, in my opinion. Maybe you guys have other opinions, but that's just mine. But really it runs pretty good, but I do know the carburetor needs to come off because you have to have the choke out a good bit to make it run, and that's no big deal. Just get a carb kit for it, go through it. But it should just fire up here. We're in neutral, and it just runs. It really does. I got the choke part way out because that's what it likes. I'm gonna raise the loader up though so we can look at it closer. The kill switch does not quite work right currently. We're gonna have to mess with that, but this doesn't. Yeah, because that's with the kill switch off, and it's not turning on, and it should. There we go. Now it does. Okay. Like I said, carburetor needs to come off. I need to mess that kill switch. Now you can see it a lot better though. See the tractor itself, but that is all very gold. All the decals are original. Everything here is the original gold. There's no other signs that's ever been anything but gold, essentially. Intake's gold, engine box all gold, oil filters gold. I mean, everything here is right except for, the transmission that was rebuilt and redone or replaced. I'm not entirely sure how that all worked, but yeah, that's okay. But I'm to the point now here and have decided that pretty much the loader needs to come off because I don't really want to have to work on that carburetor behind this loader frame. And it looks like I can pull a pin back there on the back end and undo this bolt here on the front and unhook the now the pump can stay. Maybe the pump can stay. I don't know, maybe the pump can't stay, but we're gonna take it off either way. It's all coming off this thing. I'm over the loader essentially. Power steering tractor. Our steering pump's right there. Still gold. Just everything about this right. I did notice, and this is just loader tractor life, that it has had a front axle repair at some point in time, way back in there. You can see it's been welded up. That's fine. Doesn't really bother me. That's no big deal. That's how that stuff goes, especially on something that is, well, 40, yeah, over, I don't know, do the math. It's an old tractor from 1959. Let's go with that. And probably the best thing about this loader is has protected the sheet metal on the tractor, in my opinion. Mort did say that they had to replace the rear rims because they rusted out. I don't know if those should have been gold, the rims, or if they were the gray color. Maybe somebody else knows better. We're gonna have to find front rims for it, put it back on 616s. I have a friend that has rims off a tractor I sold him, I think. So we'll put new front tires on it, get it back off those big wides, even though they do look all right, just not quite the way it should be. Probably get rid of the stabilizer bars because they aren't really, I don't like them, I guess. Third link is even gold, which is really cool. Obviously that looks to have been replaced at some point in time. That's okay, things break. Fenders still gold. Gonna need a taillight lens. Yeah, 2,457 hours on it, which is amazing to me that it's that low. I mean, obviously not used much. And I don't know how you swap one of these between 540 and 1000. I'll have to do a little bit of reading on it. Heck, it's even got, you know, the clippies back here. Kind of cute little thing so you don't lose those. I mean, it probably needs a full service. I do believe that the oil and transmission is probably going to need change. Let's open this. Yeah, it says 2357 413, and then it says trans oil 3 of 04 2200. Still got, you know, all the original stickers underneath, but I would say it probably needs serviced entirely. And I think the fuel gauge on it a minute ago was reading full. I don't know if it still is. He's pretty full down in there, so it might still be working. Be a heck of a lot easier to get at the battery on it if it's not behind, you know, a loader frame. That is for sure. I don't know, she's pretty darn good and original. There's nothing about this that I dislike, except maybe the wired on seat cover, but that's okay. It's pretty good. I like it. I like it quite a lot. We'll have to relocate the lights down to here, and I don't know, you guys can offer your opinions. I paid $5,100 for this thing. I don't think that's probably overpaying for a gold demonstrator tractor. If it was just a normal select-to-speed Ford like this, I don't know if it would have brought $3,000 or $3,500. But being gold just changes the game entirely, and then being an original paint gold, just what is the precedent for pricing there? I don't know. You guys kind of let me know, and you know, I guess offer your opinion about the loader, but I think I'm going to take it off. I just don't like it at all, really. It would look way better on, or just as a tractor on display. And I know it sucks that the front of this is cut here, but I mean, I'll get over it, I guess. Maybe we can find that piece and paint it gold and set this one back to the side somewhere. And obviously when I put rims on this thing, we're gonna have to get those painted gold too, but I'll try to paint match that as best as possible. Just a really, really unique tractor with Western Kansas provenance. For me, is the best part. We should probably let the loader down, take her for a spin. Don't you think? Just run her down the road a little bit, take it through all the gears. The loader's a Ford 703. I think I got a friend that'll probably buy it off me. Yeah, 703. Serial number's over here. A little hard to read, and actually these would have been re-stamped because of the replaced transmission, but I think it's like 63081, which comes out to a 1959 model. It's within the range. And I actually talked to a guy yesterday that said he looked at another one of these recently that was like 130 some after this one, and probably built within the same couple days. I don't know if they built these all gold and one set or what. Hard to know. But I'm a little lost for words on this thing just because it's so unique and cool. I see we got a wheel stud broke off. Don't really care. It'll be fine. Just a really, really amazing tractor to me to have found. And I'm way tickled to have it. I saw this auction like a month and a half ago and kind of had started pooling some money for it, and now it's mine. And it came home to me quite considerably cheaper than I expected, actually. Last couple auctions we went to, I've left a lot cheaper than I had, so leaves room for other things for sure. And that is wonderful. Plenty of tractors to buy and sell around here still. I mean, yeah, W400. Is that Massey 88? I guess we better look at this Massey 88 over here too, since we brought it in yesterday. It's in pieces, somewhat. I mostly just bought it for sheet metal and the rear rims, essentially, and front tires and rims. I thought it was locked up, but I actually spun the motor yesterday. Don't have any idea what year it is, but it's mostly just parts for my 88 diesel, essentially. Loader can be parts for that too, because same loader. This thing, that Ford did come with a couple wheel weights that say Wichita Christopher on them, which is interesting. Probably forged in Wichita, I would guess. And they say F68-200, so maybe they weigh 200 pounds a piece. I don't know. Probably not putting them on the tractor. But yeah, that's the 88 diesel. Got sheet metal there, fuel tank. I think that's actually a Mopar swept line radiator, which is kind of funny to me. And then actually back here, I got 2 or 4 brand new 16-inch 235/85/16 mud tires. I bought yesterday for like 130 bucks a piece because I can never have too many 16-inch mud tires for things like, I don't know, that. Then these are the duals off the 1175, just 18-438 band duals. Always good to have extra tires in my game, I would say. Even though they're a little old, you could still throw them on something that just needs to be a roller, essentially. There's Jace. He's gonna go coyote hunting, I bet. But this will be parts, essentially. I'm not too worried about it. I think I get 500 bucks for it, which I figured with the weights and the tires and just sheet metal stuff was worth it to me. But we should probably take that thing for a spin. And I don't know if I really updated you guys on the old swept line lately, or the Power Wagon, the Utaline. I've been driving it. That's about all there is to it. Really haven't done much work to it since kind of the end of the YouTube series. Still need to put a couple U-joints in it. You can tell they're a little loose, but it's got tires on it. I've just been driving the dang thing. Using it. Good old truck. Love this thing, actually. Norton County stuff. Got my mud flaps and all that on there. But let's get that hood closed, get the loader down. We'll take this for a spin. Before I hop on here, learned something today. It's got independent parking brakes for each side of the tractor. You gotta step down the left pedal and use this lever right here. Right there. And then there's one on the other side under the seat. This took me a little while to find yesterday. Not exactly the most ergonomic thing. Okay, loader's down. Choke pretty much all the way out. We are in neutral. And I don't know the proper procedure how to drive a selective speed. So if somebody really wants to just educate me, go ahead. But essentially that pedal down there is just a dump valve for hydraulics, because yeah, you gotta, I mean, that's reverse, second, reverse, first, neutral, first, second, third, and you just keep going up like a John Deere power shift, essentially. And these were designed by the same guys at John Deere that basically made the John Deere power shift. So there's your tidbit for the day, and I'm sure that's gonna start a fight somehow, but we'll shove it in first. Load up on the pedal, the inching pedal. Kind of just go up through the gears here. And I don't know why some of these are in red. Maybe you don't want to freewheel in them or go downhill. Somebody else can let me know. So I just kind of, we'll take her up to 7. We cruise out on the road here. Yeah, I got the choke pretty far out, unfortunately, so carb needs to come off and get clean. The rattling you hear is those loaders, loader rattling on the pins back there. So maybe kind of quick attach loader, but not really. Okay, that's 7th gear. Throttle down a little. 8. 9th is red, and then right to 10. Just sweet little 4-cylinder Ford sounds, essentially. This muffler dumps right behind the rear axle, so I always liked that part of them, especially on Massey's too. I always like the sound of that dumping behind me. Woo! Carb needs some love. That was like 18 miles an hour, which is plenty fast. It started running better once I pulled the choke back out. It keeps wanting to slide in, but that's a disc. Runs pretty good. Sure like to have this loader off of it. Wouldn't you agree? I would agree. I really need to get a barrel at the farm that holds like 150 gallons for just non-ethanol fuel too. Something to think about, but yeah, we got nearly 40 pounds of oil pressure. 10 gauge is coming up. Charging isn't working. That's fine. That's reading. Fuel says full. I don't think the lights are going to work considering they aren't really hooked up currently. That's fine. Probably for another day. I'll put it in first reverse, maybe. Second reverse. Nope. First reverse. Yeah, that's the stuff that needs adjusted. First reverse, second reverse, engine belt, back to neutral. Pretty neat little thing. Now it's just sitting there idling at like 450, 500 RPM. Sounds pretty good and sweet, but I think that's gonna be it here, guys. Really excited about this one. I think we're taking the loader off. You can give me your insights, but that's just gonna be what it is. Loader's probably gonna come off. But with that, guys, I invite you to come to the Sunflower Pioneer Power Association show April 25th or 24th, 25th, and 26th. 24th will be afternoon tractor drive at 5:30, poker run. Saturday we'll have the full show day. Sunday just show day in the morning, and then kind of clean up. You can also go to territorialtrading.com and buy, you know, toys, parts, whatever you need. And I'm on all the social medias, @TMontyIH. You guys take care, have a good one. Go drag something out of the weeds and get it running.